Tea With Me Tuesday. I'm using my iPhone. I don't know how I'm going to edit it. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'm hoping I'll be able to upload it. So many ifs. Anyway, a lot going on. If I can add the video to the end of this, of the tour of my room with the new things that I have in there, that'd be great. You'll have to excuse my speech. My dentures need to be adjusted because they were digging into my gum really badly and excruciating pain. It just needs to be shaved a little bit, like just cut down a little bit, and it perfect fit. Everything else is perfect. So that's what's new. The other day I had a visit from two mourning doves, and they spent quite a bit of time. I think it was last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday. Spent quite a bit of time out there and enjoyed the little nibblies that I had for all of the birdies. And then on Thursday, only one came back, and one decided to visit for a little while. And what was really nice is that they stayed for a while, and I really, really enjoyed watching them. And I'm just wondering, because they're the same color, I don't know the difference between a female and a male, but I thought it was like a female and a male, but they look the same, so I don't know. I'll have to look that up online to see. Anyway, so I have an appointment with my dentist before she goes on vacation to adjust that one side, and hopefully that'll be it, because they actually are okay. They're only temporary until I get my new ones, and hopefully they'll be white as snow. But Mom's been a little off. I would say the last 2 weeks she has been a little bit more confused than usual, and that's been a little bit disheartening. But we cope. We cope. She's been enjoying the changes around here. She just stands at the end there, and she looks and she goes, "Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful." And then she comes and gives me a big hug. And that's kind of nice, that Mom is enjoying this. What else? I don't want to keep saying I'm not prepared. I was prepared with my other camera to do a nice long chat with you and talk about all kinds of things, but the film disappeared, so now I'm using my iPhone. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. My hair's a mess. It's, as you can see, it's getting really, really long, and I'm letting it grow. I was going to cut it because I kind of like it about here, but my kids like it long, and I think it's because I wore my hair like this when they were young, and if they like it, why not? I mean, I don't care. It's only hair, and I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm just out to have a little bit of fun, enjoy my life, and do the best I can. So the purging is going along really, really well. I have boxes and boxes of stuff that I have given away. I have all of my craft in that corner. I've actually sorted through it really, really well. And the mess that I showed was really more empty boxes than anything else. But once I go through it all, I'm going to be very happy to see that corner, and I'll show it to you when that time comes. We want to make some big changes around here. I just felt the need, but I've been inspired. I've been inspired by a few videos that I've been watching, and I think I mentioned it, inspired by Nikki. Not that I want to be like her, Um, Obviously, she's a young mother. Um, I just wish this had been available when I was younger. I think I would have um, taken more pride in what um, how I arranged my home. My problem is that instead of going with a home that I would love, and I thought back to this, and it's so true. I was raised that when you get married, you do things for your husband, and to make him feel home, to make him feel comfortable, please him, do things for him, have the home for him, and so on. So I decorated for a masculine home, but it wasn't me. I love flowers, and it's not that I love like an Laura Ashley kind of stuff, although it's very pretty. Um, but I like things to be a little bit more feminine, I guess. And my home ended up being very masculine, and that's the only way. I decorated it for him. I did everything for him. And the problem, and I love the girls today, and my daughter, God bless her, is typical of the relationship bonding between her and her husband, and that is she is not his mother. And I think I've spoken about this in other videos, but I was raised to replace the mother. The wife replaced the mother. The wife created the home as a mother would create the home. The trouble is I was never taught to be a wife. I was not. I did not have anyone to compare. To me, the home where you cooked his favorite meals, you made sure he had clean shirts, you made sure, you kind of you did for him, right? And that's when we lost ourselves in our marriages. That's when we lost our identity, is when we became the robotic wife, instead of being ourselves. It was almost like as if we weren't supposed to be ourselves. Now, maybe that's just me and my upbringing, but it seems to be a lot of my friends were the same. And their marriages didn't last either. Because husbands were looking for that independent, which is what I was. Before I got married, I was very independent. I was very feminine, looked after myself, headstrong, all the things that would have attracted a man. I was quite comfortable being who I was. But the moment I got married, it was like things changed. And I then became his wife. I was no longer me and him. I was his wife. I was his wife. Big mistakes that I made. And the thing is that I wanted to be a good wife, and I wanted to be a good mother. And you'd think I would have learned, because after we were married almost 7 years before my daughter was born, and you'd think that I would have created more independence, but I doted on them. I didn't complain. I tried hard not to complain or nag, because we always thought that was nagging. Oh, if I could talk to that girl, decorate the house the way you want. Get the furniture you want, not something that's going to look like a man cave, which is basically the way my home looked. To a certain degree, it looked like a man cave. It looked like a place where a man could come home and he'd be quite happy to put his feet up, eat TV trays, eat in front of the TV, you know, I didn't cultivate because I didn't know how, because I was never taught and I didn't have any role models. Today, oh my gosh, so many role models. So I went off on a tangent here. It was basically because I was talking about Inspired by Nikki, where she does do a lot for her husband, for her family, and so on. It's not that I would like to be like her, because I definitely would not. It's just not my personality. Although I like, you know, I like the way she inspires to look after herself. But there were other videos that I watched that I enjoyed the whole process of downsizing, minimalizing. That was another thing too. And even though I'm not minimalist, because obviously look at all the stuff around me, I'll probably never be a minimalist unless something happens to Mom and I just get rid of everything and buy a van and move into that and travel the country. My dream, my true dream, honest to God, my hope. The only thing stopping me is that I'm afraid to drive an RV. But a camper van, something smaller, I could handle that. I could handle that. And I remember when I was young and we had a trailer. When I was married, we had a camper trailer. I guess that's what they're called. I don't know. And it was, I think my daughter was like a year old when we got it. And we had parked it at a man-made lake that was available to us military ladies and gents and servicemen. And I loved it. I loved the tininess of it. I loved the whole closeness, and it was so tidy. And I had it so decorated like I should have decorated my house. But anyway, and I loved it. And we camped a lot in tents when we were kids, and Dad used to go fishing, and we loved camping, and I loved being outdoors and doing all of those things. So hopefully, if I'm not too old, I would really like to give it a try. And I think rather than, I'll get rid of a lot of stuff that I have, but a lot of it I'll probably store, because I don't know if that's going to be something I'll want to live. We live in Canada. It gets minus 30 and 40 Celsius in the wintertime. And I don't know if I can handle that unless I move in with my daughter or my son for the winter. But to be honest, because we can't go south, right now there's still no travel back and forth. So unless I drive all the way out to BC, because out there the winters are very mild, and I probably could handle it without a heater because I can't stand the heat anyway. Oh, so things that we dream of, and there's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's nothing wrong with having a little something in the back of your mind, you know. Even though I'm painting in my room and getting my furniture painted and getting my little apartment looking nice and sorting through my craft stuff and trying to minimalize that quite a bit so that I can do the things I enjoy doing the crafts. And I think that's what all of these videos, these inspirational videos, are helping me to find myself again, I think, to lift me out of that depression that I was in, that overwhelming stress that I was feeling. And I really, really needed a kick in the pants. A kick in the pants. Mm, tea's getting cold. And I think it started with my balcony. Cleaning it off. It gets very dirty here. Cleaning it off and getting my flowers. I've got another hanging basket. They were on sale, and I have another. It's beautiful white and red, or white and pink flowers. They're not pansies. I've forgotten what they're called. They look, no, it's not a pansy. But anyway, got some new flowers. I got a brand new large plant here. It's like not a fern, not a fern. Yes, it is. Anyway, I got a big plant there. I got a rubber plant that I got in my room. I got a new lamp in my room that I needed desperately. And, there's just little things that are helping me get rid of things we don't need and enjoy what we have. And just bringing joy back into my life. I used to love cleaning. I used to love doing things. I used to love tidying. I liked things very so, and what happened to that girl? I don't know. But I think that my spirits have been lifted. I think that there are stressors in my life that I cannot take away. They have to be eliminated on their own, slow but sure. And I need to be able to heal, do a little bit of praying, a lot of praying actually, and look after myself a little bit more, and feel like this is my home instead of a stopover. You know what I mean? I've been here for almost 5 years. It's time for 4 years. It'll be 4.5 years. So it's not a stopover. This is my home. Yes, we're renting, but it is my home. And I have found out that I can paint the walls. I don't know if I mentioned it before, because I was told on the lease you couldn't paint them, but I think when I phoned the office, she said, oh yes, you can paint them, but not like blacks and navy blues and things, but pastels and stuff. You can paint the walls, but you have to paint them back before you leave. No big deal. I could have done that 4 years ago, and I probably would have enjoyed my home a little bit more. However, that's what's going on with me. I just wanted to chat with you, fill you in on what's going on with our home. I've got lots more to go through. I hesitated with some of the things that belong to Mom. She's never going to use them, and I'm not using them. We haven't used them since we moved in here. And I don't mean ornamental things. I'm talking about like pots and pans and dishes and odds and ends and things like that. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for me for today. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me on my Tea With Me Tuesday. I have no idea if I'll be able to do this every week. I would like to. I think it's kind of a nice way to talk about things that are happening, keeping in touch with each and every one of you. You've been absolutely wonderful, and the support that I've been getting is amazing, and I thank you. And I hope to get back into crafting, but right now I'm busy doing other things. I might be able to sneak something in, but not right now. Right now I have to organize it. I can't go and do something if it's a mess. It's like my room. I wanted to paint my furniture, but I just kept saying, because it was piled with excess stuff, because I had nowhere else to put it, my room became the dumping ground for things. And now I can say my room is my oasis. I've been sleeping so well. I've had my window wide open. My screen was falling apart and I had called a work order in to have him come up. He came up the same day and took the screen out and brought it back in an hour with a new screen. Now my window is wide open, and because I couldn't open it before I get bugs coming in, because there's a lot of light on that side of the house outside, and I don't know, I don't want bugs in my place. So anyway, Tea with Me Tuesday, another time for me to chat away. Thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.